love it. So Vivek is the only person running, I think, who hasn't practiced politics for a living. Correct.
Yeah, I'm not a practitioner.
No, you're not. You're not a practitioner. So it's interesting. So let me just start with a very quick overview. You've been traveling around the country for the past, 3 months, 4 months?
Yeah, 4 months.
How do you think the country's doing?
I think the country is doing poorly, is the answer. I think that we have a void in our country. I'm the first millennial ever to run for US president as a Republican. And I see people my age in particular across this country who are not doing well because we're starved for purpose and meaning. The people are looking to be part of something bigger than ourselves, and yet we've lost the things that used to ground us. Faith, patriotism, hard work, family. These things are gone, and so we're lost in the wilderness, and then we latch on to whatever the other side serves up for us.
Bruh, he is on fire already, man. That's what I love about this young dude, for real. Okay, I'm gonna keep it popping. I'm not gonna keep on stopping it, guys. I'm gonna let it ride, but I just wanted to point that out. I love the fact that he stands on all 10, and he make people, he just let it be known that he's not about the BS, and he's not gonna be bought. He's gonna cause some problems before even being considered as that guy, in my opinion, bro.
And real quick, before we go back into it, he is 37 years old. So he's a youngin' who has been doing some big things in America, despite of what the Breakfast Club wants to say about him. So yeah, man, I'm impressed by this dude, man. So
of course, didn't he create some medicines that saved people's lives?
Yeah, he's written books. He's done a bunch of things, man. This guy is worth $500,000. He's self-funded. I mean, you'll see in this interview how he breaks all that stuff down. But I think that non-politicians speak more to the American people than politicians do, in my opinion.
Absolutely. 1000%, because Joe Biden is a lifelong politician, but we all see how that's going. So
yeah, we could wokeism, transgenderism, climatism, whatever it is. These are symptoms, drug addiction, depression, suicide, you name it. These are symptoms of a deeper void of purpose and meaning in our country. But Tucker, I think the good news in that is I think our country's not doing well, but I think that this is also our opportunity as a movement to level up and fill that void, that vacuum, with our own vision. Individual, family, nation, God. When I talk to young people about this, they're more interested in that than they are in race, gender, sexuality, and climate. And so now we got to start running to something as Americans, and if we do, I'm confident that our country will be doing well again. That's where I'm at.
Is it my imagination, or are people who weren't raised in traditional religious households, who haven't spent a lot of time thinking about theology, all of a sudden talking about God a lot? Do you notice that?
I do notice that, actually, and I think this is a good sign because there's an old expression, right? If there's a hole the size of God in your heart and God does not fill it, something else will instead.
My gracious, those are bars.
He's not playing around.
If there's a small hole in your heart and only God can fill it, and you don't allow it, something else will fill it. It's going to be fame, it's going to be drugs, it's going to be anything can fill it. Attention, it's going to be people patting our wounds when we say, you know what, I don't feel like I don't feel like I'm a man today, Lou. I don't feel like I'm a man today, bro.
I think, look, I'll propose this question to the chat. Do you guys think that Vivek is surpassing, or maybe in your opinion, surpassed Ron DeSantis?
Hold on,
I think we should do a poll on that.
I'm about
Obviously,
to create one right now.
as we continue to watch the video and stuff like that, has he surpassed a guy like Ron DeSantis? Right? Because a guy like Ron DeSantis was really I think he kind of sabotaged himself trying to go against Trump. And he hasn't paid respect to Trump. He hasn't paid respect to what Trump did for him when he was down in the polls. And you got a guy like Vivek that is running against Trump, but shows respect, shows gratitude toward what Trump has done. And I don't know. I think that a guy like Vivek really, really is playing chess here. And I think that he is surpassing Ron DeSantis. That's my opinion, guys. That's my
Hey,
opinion.
that's just his opinion, but that's a great question. So if y'all can let me know in the comments, guys, has, in your opinion, from what you've heard or what you've seen so far, has Vivek surpassed Ron DeSantis as your person to vote for when it comes to election time? I mean, because, and stand by your pick too. Don't be all bubblegum with it. Stand by it, because I'm gonna call you out. I'm gonna remember your name and be like, see, I remember you said that. Now look at you. Now look at you.
That's what's happened in the last decade in our country. Something else, some secular religion has filled that void. But it hasn't really satisfied our moral hunger, right? And so that's kind of, that effect is fading, and I think people are hungry to turn back to the real thing. The conversation's coming up, but they say it with a kind of prudishness.
Yes.
Right? God is a four-letter word. It's sort of a thing you have to tiptoe around. And I think that right now, family's the same way. The nuclear family makes some people uncomfortable when I say it, but actually this is the best known form of governance to mankind. And so if we start talking more about, hey, that's what we're running to. That's actually what we stand for. Yes, we are one nation. I'm a citizen of this nation, not some nebulous global citizen somewhere else. That it is one nation under God. Yes, it is a nation that is stronger when we ground ourselves in the unit of the family. Then I notice something happens, especially for younger people across the country, Tucker, is they're more open to that message than they thought, but they need someone to serve it up to them. Woo. And I think I'm the first non-politician, but I'm also a younger person in this race. I don't have a ton of experience running governments before. But I think in reaching younger people, that's something I feel called to do in this race, and it's why we're traveling college campuses across this country. And I am optimistic about what I see.